Hey, good morning, single moms. Good morning. Hashtag single moms level up. Um, yeah, yeah. Today is self-care Saturday, and even though I gotta work today, for me, my self-care, I'm realizing my shirt is all, excuse me. Hey, hey. I'm realizing my shirt was like all, up around my neck and stuff. But for me, even though I have to work today, my self-care, truthfully, this morning was, I'm not flipping you off. Let me use a different finger. Uh, I self-care today was I worked out this morning. I got up and worked out this morning. Um, I actually left the house really early to give myself some time to pick up some snacks. First off, I'm a grazer, but I need to be careful and not careful, but I need to be more selective in what I'm grazing on. You know what I'm saying? Um, um, Basically a grazer, snacker, whatever you want to call it. So I wanted to pick up some things, on the way from the grocery store, and also to get in the area of my job. And there's this parking lot that's it's like a church and there's a restaurant in the parking lot, and I think there's some other retail places or barbershop or something like that. Anyway, it's this big parking lot. And so before I used to do this, and I'm kind of sort of getting back to it. At least one day a week I could do this, where I just get to work early enough where after driving through to get to work, which is about 35 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes, I could stop at this place, reset, reset myself, and just let that tension of driving through traffic or whatever, just let it go, and just come to work and be able to go to work and be in a better mindset. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes driving just works my nerves. It works my nerves, and then I get to work, and then I'm clocking in and stuff and trying to reset, and I've always just been like that pretty chillax person, but it just gets that tension for me going all up in here. So I'm sorry, because I'm still okay, still getting ready, but because I was drinking my coffee on the way in, and that's something I'm gonna probably stop too. I started back some old habits, drinking coffee, and I had stopped drinking coffee a while ago, and moved on to tea, something with a little less caffeine, because I've noticed that even the small amount of caffeine, the small amount of caffeine is not too bad because I incorporate a lot of water, and so it flushes out of me. But coffee is just too much. So the crash and all that is not cool for me. I feel it in my body, but I'm getting back to myself. And getting back to myself and addressing feelings and some things about myself, making some changes, doing the work, basically, as Yana Van Sant says, do the work. So, been doing a lot of work with myself over the past few years and everything. Because, as they say, life be lifing, and some things came up that I wasn't expecting and kind of threw me for a loop. And, I'm now getting back to myself and getting back to who I am, and, learning how to just be, to just be me, and not forget about me, but to just be. Sometimes just be in the moment helps a lot, and just for me to be in this moment for myself before work, where I could just woosah, and just, bring myself back to just being me and not forgetting about me. That's what self-care Saturday is for me. Whether I gotta work or not, it's about me just being. Made some plans, talked about making, some plans and stuff with my village, so that we can uh um spread, just making people aware, hey, I want to do some things, and making sure, the grandkids are taken care of, and my kids, aware that, hey, I'm going to probably be going out a little bit more. There's some outdoor concerts coming up, because it's summertime, and there's outdoor concerts coming up. I think Juneteenth kicks it off at the Miller Outdoor Theater in Houston. They have free concerts like every summer. They do this. They have a summer series. But I want to get out and do some more things. I'm a summer baby, so summertime is my moment, It's my moment in the summertime, and I like to get out and do a whole lot more things and be more active and everything. Plus, also the podcast Just Be podcast will be starting on Monday. So it's a summer series, so it only happens in the summertime, so that single moms have something to look forward to in the summertime. Because sometimes it's a little hectic in the summertime when you're a single mom, because then it's like, where are the kids going while I go to work? Who's going to help me out? And I want to tell you, the village that I have, that has surrounded me after my sister or my mom passed away and I moved out here to Texas, the village that came and surrounded me and helped me out. One of them went home, to glory, a couple weeks back. And that was rough, man. That was rough. My kids are grown, but I really realized how long I've had that portion of my village, that part of my village, and the family that surrounds that village, that portion of the village, how long we've been around each other. And it was like over 40 years, man. And I was like, dang, that's like, well over half my life. Cause I'm like, what am I 50? I think I'm 55 and I'm about to be 56. Don't really matter to me. So, I have to count and figure it out. But so that's over half my life, And so I was like, well, that's why this is affecting and hitting me as hard as it did. But I don't know what I was expecting. Truthfully, I don't know what I was expecting. I just knew I knew it was coming, but it was still hard. It was rough. But what I could see and what I'm getting out of this whole moment in life, and going through this grieving process, is that I need to live. The best thing I could do is live, the best life that I can while I'm here, and to also be a pillar to those that are around me, the younger generation that's around me, that's coming up and having kids and stuff, and be that matriarch, And for me, I've had several matriarch pillars in my life. And, of course, my mom, grandma, my godmother, and then, some other friends and their moms, Miss Shamblin, but two of them are gone. And so, the pillars that have been around me and in my life are not going to be here forever. And so now I'm at that place, and a lot of my friends are at that place where we got to start standing firm in the place of where we are. And as single moms, you have pillars in your life. You have support system and a village in your life. You just have to look around. They're there, and they may be in the places that are not family. They're not people that are family to you, but they could be your daycare providers, your the people that the summer day camp people, all of these people are part of your village because they help take care of your kids, um I had one earlier when I was oh my gosh, I don't know why I'm stumbling over my words, but earlier in my single motherhood, I had a daycare provider that was a home daycare. And don't underestimate some home daycares, because they could do some great things for you. And plus they have less kids, and so your kids will get more attention, and more family oriented, because they're inside of a home. But I had two home daycare providers. One of them was one of my friend's mom, and she passed away. That's crazy. Miss Dorothy. She passed away. And then I had another daycare provider for my kids, and she did a great job. Michelle, thank you so much. And my kids like really loved, and just, it's like you become family when they're daycare providers, because you become family, and you have more of an opportunity to have a more close intimate relationship with these people that are home daycare providers. Of course, the daycare providers that are in centers and whatever else, but they got so many kids up in there, it's a cordial thing. It's not necessarily a friendship. And you don't know their family, you don't know their kids, none of that. You know what I'm saying? Unless you start, I don't know if they bring them to the events that they have at these places. I don't know. Because I know that the times that I did have daycare provision, I didn't know those people. I just, other than the fact of dropping the kids off, and it was just a cordial, you can't even say, just a cordial thing. It wasn't necessarily a friendship, but yeah, I've had the times that I've had daycare providers that were in home daycares. My kids, they're family. They're family. So even though I hadn't talked to one of the daycare providers, because I was in California, and that was early on when my kids were like in first grade. My daughter was like newborn to I think 6 months or so, or a year. Was it a year? Well, year, 2 years. We were there for a little while. So, a year to 2 years. So, that was Michelle. She helped me with my kids. And so, like, I know her kids. I don't know if the kids remember each other. My son says he remembers her youngest son, but not the older ones. He remembers her daughter. But don't underestimate your daycare providers, especially if they're in-home daycare providers. They are a support to you. Grandma helped me with my kids when they were like in elementary school and junior high. And she would watch my kids, until I got home. So basically just for a couple hours. So she would watch my kids, and grandma's the one that passed away. And so that's why that's hitting me so hard, because grandma happens to be one of my good friends. One of my, I could say she's family. She's not even a friend anymore. One of my sister friends that I've known since junior high, and I've known her, since junior high, and I'm like 55, about to be 56. And so that's, over 40 years, that we've known each other. And that's crazy, because now we're sisters. We're not just friends. We're sisters, man. I have her. I have about five friends that are like that. We're family, man. We know each other. I'm looking around at traffic and trying to make sure nobody's gonna like hit me or whatever. I don't know. I'm still California. I'm still California, and I watch my surroundings. Yeah, even though I'm here in Texas, I still, pay attention to what's going on around me. But yeah, so don't underestimate your daycare providers. They can be friends. They're very good resources. I remember grandma told me about Head Start in California. I don't know what they call it here in Texas, but it's a Head Start program. Basically, if you're a single mom and you're going to school, or you're working, you could get daycare for free based on your income. So if you're not making if you're making, you know, if you're in the lower income bracket, you can get free daycare. And that's pre-K. But Head Start does, I don't know if all of them are like this, but the Head Start I went to, oh my gosh, excuse me, the child has to be potty trained. So, they got to be potty trained, and so you got to put that down. 2.5 years old, they have to be potty trained. They keep them from 2.5 up until, I think 4.5, because kindergarten, they got to go on to kindergarten, but that could be, public school or wherever you want to take them. And don't underestimate homeschooling. I homeschooled one of my kids, from, junior, like half of junior year and all of senior year. She graduated with and got her GED diploma. GED is now a diploma, not just a certificate, it's a diploma. So I did homeschool for about 1.5 years. Didn't understand homeschooling earlier on and didn't know how I could do that. But, situations come up and you figure things out as a single mom, because that's what we do, because we make CEO decisions, whether you know it or not. As a single mom, you have CEO qualities and CEO, what do they call it? CEO habits. You have CEO decision-making qualities about you, because being a single mom, we got to make all the decisions. And go with it, and whether it fails or goes through, it's on us, and that's probably the hardest part, because we don't know for sure. But as parents, period, none of us know for sure. But as single moms, it just seems to be a heavier weight and a burden. Sometimes not being able to talk to somebody else about what's going on, or making some decision, or getting somebody else's input. That's where community and village come together. So come on and join the podcast. Chime in, questions, things that work out for you, whatever the subject is. Chime in and come check that out, because it's starting on Monday. It'll drop, the first episode for this season. I'm going to call it season 2, because season 2 was last year, but some things came up, and so I had to cut it short. So I'm going to call it season 2, episode 1. And it's going to be, from June, through, I'm going to say early August. Because I know that school out here starts in August, about mid-August. School starts, so it's just for the summer. It's a summer series, and I hope to see you guys there. Have a good day. # single moms level up. I'm out. Much love. Bye.